Absolutely.
So
Thank you for
we've
picking me as your
known.
first guest.
Yeah, of course.
I think I'm just an average Joe. No, so
No pun
listen, I'm
intended.
I'm truly blessed. I truly have an opportunity that I've been given to really kind of fulfill my dreams and to kind of just follow my passion. And I got into this just trying to create a small little real estate company, and then from there it just kind of expanded into what it is today. But throughout this process, where I really kind of found my purpose is really being able to help individuals, help not just realtors, but help anybody in the industry, really truly understand, what it is to actually find their purpose and follow their dreams. So
Right.
I've been blessed. Thank you. I mean, you're only as good as the people that you surround yourself with. So I have an amazing team, amazing family, amazing team. So obviously, and we've been able to accomplish so much together. It's kind of like what I said. I it's crazy to say, but real estate wise, I mean, I was never like this massive producer. I mean, I never closed more than maybe 20 24 transactions. No, I was
Oh, wow.
just, I was an average realtor. I mean, I'd go out there and I knew obviously how to, look out for what were the needs of my clients and everything else. But where I really found my niche, like I was saying earlier, I've been blessed to have an opportunity to be able to work with individual realtors and agents and folks in the industry. And I was in a down place, just like many of us that were in real estate, back in 2007, 2008. We all know what it was like, just trying to survive.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I think we all go through, there's things that happen in our life that happen for a reason. And I remember being back in my late 20s thinking, wow, this is not too difficult, right? I was able to, drive around in a nice H2 Hummer. It was me and my daughter. We were in a 3,400 square foot house that I totally had redone. And I was thinking, man, this wasn't too difficult. And then when I lost everything, and then obviously Dean and I got married, had a blended family, and
Right,
then we
right.
had two more children on the way, and it was just trying to make ends meet. And I remember a lot of that pain that I was dealing with. And so the opportunity that I have had and still have today is to be able to help folks understand. Listen, there's a way to fight through. There's a way to be
Right.
able to see that light at the end of the tunnel,
Hmm.
and it's some simple basic things that we need to apply and do in our daily life that I've been able to learn myself firsthand, and now I'm able to pass it on.
Right.
So real estate, La Rosa Realty is this massive company. Some like to say,
Right.
I don't see it like that. I see it as a vehicle to allow me to be able to leave an impact in others' lives. Obviously, I would tell you, right behind, obviously, my faith, in the man above. Um, I get up every single day, and of course, I always say that I want to leave this legacy, and I want to be able to make an impact in people's lives. But I always kind of envision one day, my kids, looking back and saying, "Well, this is who my father was. This is
Right.
what he's been able to, accomplish." And Dean and I both share that, and that's what
Right.
makes us obviously such an amazing, couple. And it's yeah, my family's everything. So and creating that environment is what I wanted to duplicate. That feeling I want to duplicate it within our own company.
Right.
And so having that culture is what really allows us also to be different than your everyday real estate company, because we have that family, that family atmosphere, that family
Right.
feel.
Great.
I remember it like it was yesterday. In fact, so it was if you remember our office on the first floor,
Right.
right, just down the
Right.
hall. So I was sitting in the conference room, and we were basically having a kind of a staff slash marketing meeting, and we were talking about the direction that we wanted to take the brand. And I think at that time we had just started talking about rebranding the company, the logo, the colors, everything else. And so the plan was we were getting ready for the FR, Florida Realtors Association, their
Right.
annual conference, and that was
Okay.
probably about 4 or 5 months away. So we were, trying to put together, all of our marketing material and our big, booth that we were going to have. And so they said, all right, Joe, so come up with some words. How do you want to describe the company? Because, you go around and you see all these companies, they're always going to be honed in on, education and, leads and all this stuff. I said, look, it's not who we are. And if I had to tell you, and I said it like literally, it just came out. I hadn't even thought about it up until that moment. I said, look, I want to use words like family, passion, and growth. When I said it, I remember telling myself, that sounds pretty good. Mm-hmm. And half the room was kind of stunned because they thought that I was going to go in a different direction. And then the other half was like, oh my gosh, like I love that. Like tell me more. Like why family, why passion, why growth? So, I kind of went into it, and we had kind of tested it with a few folks, some of our team leaders, and it was well received, and we just went with that. Yeah, no, listen. So I work with all my coaches, and we did a class, call it a couple weeks back, where we don't call it a class. I was doing a little training, for them, and we were talking about just public speaking and being able to deliver the right message and how to deliver it. And I said, look, don't be like a robot. Don't try to like say things that you think people want to hear. Just be real, connect. And so, I think in that moment I was very real. It was very raw. It was very genuine. And I said, look, that sounded great. Let's just go with that. And
that's why it works.
Yeah. So, Do It Now was originally thought of or created back in the day because, we with the type of commission structure that we offer, we get a lot of folks that automatically they sign up and they think, oh, I'm going to get 100% of my commission. This is going to be great, and I'm going to take my business to a whole new level. And so when they join and they realize, all right, well, things just don't automatically appear, on my bank statement, or I can't log in and see an extra $10,000. I got to go out there and actually work for it.
That's right.
So we originally created Do It Now to be able to get a little deeper into, how to grow your business and how to go out there and actually, take action. Now, simultaneous or kind of parallel to me now introducing Do It Now or launching it, I was just then starting to get very involved in Tony Robbins.
Okay.
And so I attended a few of his events and realized that, wow, like how important it is to understand, like what makes us tick, right? Why do we react the way that we do? Why do we see the world the way that we do? Why can't we get through some of our limiting beliefs? And then I realized, what, it all kind of goes together.
Right.
It's like your business, you can't come up with this amazing strategy if you don't have, you can't build this business if you don't have the right foundation. And so how do you build that right foundation? Well, that foundation starts with you. And, it's I teach this in pretty much, I use this line in almost all my classes that 80% of your success comes from your mindset.
That's
and
right.
so, you can have a great mindset today, but a month from now, life happens. Things can get in your way, challenges, whatever. So how do you, overcome that? How do you push through? And so Do It Now kind of evolved and morphed over the years into not just, about how to grow your business, but really how to focus on you and how to have these breakthroughs. And I tell you, that's what has helped me understand really what my true purpose really, really is, because I've gone through some of these Do It Now workshops, and I take what I learn and I try to apply it in the class. And there's a few things that we do, which if you come in thinking it's a real estate class, you're a little bit taken back at first, because I get people to kind of stand up, they close their eyes, they see themselves going to this particular place, and we play music in the background. It's very Tony Robbins-esque, type feel.
Right.
And but you can see the emotion in the room. You can see people all of a sudden start to get impacted, and they start to get, they find themselves in this dark place, and then I have to then very quickly get them out of that dark place and kind of eliminate it once and for all.
Right.
And it's kind of morphed into that. I mean, we've have agents that literally come in and say, Joe, I had no idea this was going to happen here today. I came in thinking I was going to learn how to prospect, and oh my God, you just changed my life. Like what you just put me through right now was amazing. So to me, that is what really excites me. That's why I feel so fulfilled, because going into when I first started to where it is today, yeah, that's where my passion is, to be able to help people through that process. It's been awesome to really expand the audience, and I even do. I started to do coaching because there was a need, and there's a lot of folks requesting that of me. So I ventured out, and I got certified through John Maxwell to get a good understanding and get a feel for how to do some coaching on a one-on-one basis. And I work with folks now that have nothing to do with real estate. I mean, I have somebody that's in the roofing business.
Right.
I have someone that's in the medical field, and so it's nothing to do with real estate, but it's about life, it's about business, it's
Personal
about
growth.
relationships, personal growth. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely, I would say, a second book that's in the works.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you want to share
A little bit
anything?
of
Like
it. What's it about?
anything like what to expect?
Well, I'll tell you, when one day there's gonna be the tell-all book, right?
Oh.
But
That's the one I want.
that's down the road. But no, my next book is really, it's all about just being able to sustain your edge. So
Okay.
what we see happen all the time is that even when you read a book, right, you get excited, you learn something new, you learn some new strategies, you put them into action, but then what happens? And I
Yeah.
even see it within my own Do It Now program where folks attend. Part of it is again business related, real estate related. So we do a section of the class where it's all about making phone calls and prospecting and growing your business, and everybody loves it. It's like they get crazy, they jump up and down, they're like high fiving, and then I'll see them sometime after, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Are you still applying? What we taught you in the program, and they're like, oh well, excuses start popping up, and
They
they start
fall
to
off the wagon, so to
yeah,
speak.
they lose their edge.
I mean, I'm guilty of that myself,
Yeah.
so
we all
it
are.
happens.
Yeah, we all are. Like, and whenever I teach, I always say, look, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say I don't experience peaks and valleys. We all do.
Right.
Absolutely.
But the biggest difference for those that are able to have their breakthroughs, are able to keep going forward, is that they are consciously aware of the fact that they've fallen into a valley. I do it all the time. And so when I know that I go into this place, I know the things that I have to do now to get myself out of it,
That's right.
to allow myself to be able to continue to build that momentum that I need, and so on. So the second book is going to be more focused on that. So with the first book was a lot of mindset, but it was business related too as well. This one is going to be all about just sustaining your edge, keeping you moving forward to take it to a whole new level. Well, see, I have to have some time. We evolved to Do It Now from instead of going a 2 or 3 day workshop, we turned it into basically a whole year, a long worth of different, programs, different
Right.
workshops. So like every month I have another one coming up on the 19th of August, which is our leadership summit. And then I think the only month I have off is like the month of July.
Oh wow.
So I'm hoping to see if I can have some time. I know we're planning a little getaway with the family for a couple weeks, so I may have some downtime there to kind of. I have an outline of what I want to do, but I want to obviously fill it in more.
Right.
So we'll see. Possibly by the end of this year. That post, man, I got a lot of attention.
Yes, it
you
did.
So and I was guilty myself to kind of going back and forth with a couple individuals. So look, so here's the deal. So over the last couple of years, I've been blessed because of what La Rosa Realty has truly become, to sit on many different boards at the state level and as well as on a national level. So with NAR, we're a top 75 real estate company. So I've sat in on the top broker meetings. Now I'm part of that committee. I serve on a couple other committees too as well. And then here in the state of Florida, I'm actually the co-chair for the top 50 brokers in the state of Florida. Now I say all that not to brag, but I say that proximity is power, right? So I have the opportunity to kind of rub shoulders and
Absolutely.
have these different conversations with a lot of key individuals that have been able to have some success here in real estate across the country. And so about a year ago, about a year ago, I was in DC, and they brought in the CEO for Redfin, and he came in, and I always question what's NAR, like, what are they thinking? Like, their purpose is obviously to be able to protect our industry, right? To protect the realtors, but yet they invite in a CEO of a company that's basically saying it to all of us in the room that yeah, their long-term vision, their plan is to basically go consumer direct. And so, well, okay, let's think about that. Well, if you say consumer direct, that means then there's no realtor involved.
That's right.
Mhm.
So NAR, do you not
Scary.
see this? Do you not understand this? And so, you know, from some of the folks that I've had the opportunity of speaking with, that serve in different roles, have different responsibilities, they always say, look, we want to be able to just be educated and know kind of who's out there, and who are the potential disruptors. And they always have said that in every cycle and every season, there's always going to be a whole set of new disruptors coming in. Some make an impact and some don't. And I'm like, great, but you can't rely on that because obviously that didn't work too well for Blockbuster Video.
That's right.
Right. So we have to just be mindful of what are these individuals really, what are they trying to do? Now, I will tell you this. My personal, I completely agree with the fact that, look, real estate it's about relationships, right?
It's all about relationships.
So Amazon, Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, all these different companies that are out there, they're not going to be able to have that human touch. And I'll give you another example. My uncle is a high up with Morgan Stanley, and I remember many years ago, him and I having a conversation saying, hey, do you feel threatened? And this was before I even really got into real estate. Do you feel threatened about some of these online, trading platforms that are being pushed out there? Is that going to basically get rid of stockbrokers? And his response was no. His response was, look, this is when it comes to money, people want to be able to have a conversation, have trust in who that they're working with, and have a level of comfort. And with real estate is, for some folks, it's probably one of the most important financial investments decisions that they're ever going to make. So someone told me this a few weeks back, and it's so true. Amazon's never going to be able to bake a pie. And so, if Amazon can do things, very, obviously automated, but that human touch is one thing that they'll never be able to do.